How you doing, folks? Welcome to the podcast today. We're also live on TikTok, and you guys are watching. We're back in number 46 in Menswear in Dawson Street, who are our sponsor. And they still have the sale on, just in case anybody wants to come in and have a look. And you may hear people walking by and walking into the shop. That's all part of the whole thing. And we're not in the studio, so we don't have a used setup at this time. So, today I have Caolan Kelly. And we're going to talk to him a few minutes about different things. But the first thing, what we always ask all our people to start is, what was your first summer job?
First summer job? That's a great question. really winding back the years here. My first summer job, probably foot and turf on the bog.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow, because you're the second person, because last week we had Brent Pope in. And his first job was hay.
Okay.
Picking the hay. So you were cutting the turf.
No, actually footing it.
Oh, so what's footing them in?
So when it's put out in rows, actually to stack it in heaps, kind of.
Right.
Until it dries out.
And then a truck comes along later on.
Then the tractor and trailer comes along.
Tractor and trailer, or the horse and carriage.
Not quite.
You're not that old.
Maybe a few years ago.
And did you get paid for that?
I did, yeah. I had a little sign up on the bog back home.
Did you?
Turf footing for sale, contact, and then my number.
So people paid you to come down.
Yeah.
And to do that.
To do that, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I swear to God.
That sums up my job. And the reason a lot of people who listen to it probably know the reason we asked that question is that I'm a firm believer that you should have a summer job. Because I'm dyslexic and my school years are absolutely horrendous. But what saved me at 14 was I got my first summer job, and the same job for the next 4 years, working on the car ferries, the B&I line from Dublin to Holyhead and Dublin to Liverpool. And it was the first time someone who wasn't my dad or my mother came up to me and said, "God, you're doing a fantastic job. You're very clever. Yeah. Wow, how did you get that done?" And you suddenly realise you can do things. Mm-hmm. Rather than being told you're stupid every day. So I think the more people, if possible, who can have a summer job, because it opens them up to doing things that are completely different to the classroom and completely different to what they're used to.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that was your. And what was your second? Did you do that every summer, or was that just your first for the first summer?
I did that for a few summers, and then
A few summers. So you must have made a few bob from it, did you?
Yeah. The sign set up all year round.
Did it?
Yeah.
Oh, so it was a full-time thing.
Well, no, you wouldn't do it in the winter. Like.
No. Geez, I'd say the bogs be all this marsh.
Yeah, they'd be all marsh. But then I worked with Banner Concrete, so I was actually in a quarry.
Oh right, okay.
And
breaking down the stone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Breaking down the stone and then actually pouring concrete.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. That's something else. So. Okay, now let's move on to something else. I like walking.
Okay.
Right?
So do I.
Yeah, I know you do. But like, when I saw what you did, this chap walked 1,500 kilometres, isn't that right?
That's right, yeah.
1,500 kilometres from Paris, the Eiffel Tower, to Rome.
Yeah, Colosseum.
The Colosseum. Why? like what? First of all, what? Like I know you're raising money for mental health, which and all that type of stuff, which is fantastic, right? But why pick doing it that way? Like, what made you?
Why the specific landmarks?
Why the landmarks, and why walking? Like, why didn't you do a bicycle or a race? Or like people sit outside supermarkets doing it on bicycles? Like that was a challenge. Yeah. That was a real challenge.
Yeah.
So what made you come up with that idea?
I came up with that idea. I was just after getting into posting content online, on Instagram, for example, and I seen the hardest geezer, this guy from England, and he was after running the length of Africa.
Really?
And that kind of
triggered something in your head.
Triggered a spark.
Right. Okay.
Triggered a light bulb moment over my head.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, I'm trying to build my own personal brand online.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that going, but I'd like to actually have a mission or a purpose behind the walk as well.
Yeah.
So that's why I picked mental health. That's why I picked Jigsaw, young people's mental health in Ireland, because it's something I struggled with in the past.
Right. Okay. So and we go back to that in a minute. So the walk itself,
Yeah.
like it was 69, was it 69 days?
64.
64 days.
Yeah.
You're out there on your own.
Yeah.
Now you're meeting a lot of people, all that type of stuff. So you're out there meeting a lot of people, but like it's a hard task. Like, what kept you going? Like, I know you posted every day. You were letting people know where you were. You were doing all that type of good stuff. But what kept you going every day, being on your own?
What kept me going? I think that's a very powerful one, because you kind of need to have that North Star.
You do, yeah.
In any venture.
Yeah.
If you're just in it for like the wrong reasons.
Yeah. It doesn't work.
It doesn't last.
No, it doesn't work.
last.
Yeah.
So my reason, my why was strong enough. My why was to help a younger version of myself who felt lost in life, who felt powerless, who maybe felt that he was trying to fit himself into a mold that didn't fit.
Right.
I knew there's a lot more than people out there.
Yeah.
That felt like I used to feel. So my purpose was to inspire others to help themselves.
Right, and like it was a very strong motivation.
Yeah.
Very strong motivation.
Definitely.
Because some of the days, you had some great days,
Yeah.
then you had some rubbish days.
Horrific.
Yeah, rubbish days. Like, what was your worst day out there?
My worst day. I mean, after doing like 35 kilometers on foot,
25 only.
20, a backpack with, you know, the tent and everything was in the backpack, so that was about 20.
Yeah, you had your whole life in the backpack.
Yeah, the kitchen sink.
Yeah.
So that was about 15 kilos as well. So after doing a full day of that in the piss and rain, you know, all the gear gets wet.
Yeah.
You're living off like a baguette, slice of ham.
Yeah.
And next thing you have to put up the tent, and your tent is
Really
waterlogged.
wet. Yeah.
And as well as that, you don't know where you're going to sleep. So I was often wild camping.
In fields, anywhere you find a spot.
Anywhere I find a spot.
Right.
And often you run into wild boars.
Really?
Yeah, in the middle of the night even.
Right, so this wild boar, you hear them coming towards you. It's
3 o'clock in the morning, a gang of them would land outside the tent like.
So it's worse than O'Connell Street in the middle of the night. So, that was like. Did you come across people who maybe took you in?
I did, yeah.
You did, yeah.
Yeah,
So you came across people who were nice to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And who took pity on you.
I said there's a bit of that too. There was a lot of monasteries on the way because it's actually a pilgrimage.
Is it? Okay, I didn't know that.
Cambridge in England, the whole way to the Vatican.
Okay.
And it's called the Via Francigena. So I started in Paris, and by the time I got to the route, I was passing by all these monasteries.
Right, and you knocked on the doors.
So you could actually book a room for yourself.
Oh, could you? In the monasteries?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
They were like doing lodgings.
Right, okay. And did you meet other people doing the same track?
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
There was a few. Not as popular as, say, the Caminos.
Yeah, the Camino, Camino's, I would say, a very commercial walk now.
Yeah, this is different.
Yeah, and my wife's wanted to do that for a while, and we still have another. But the plan is, well, we're going to do it in the next 12 months. But your walk is much longer. Yeah. And how did you feel when you got to the Colosseum and you got to your final destination? Because I've seen the video of you on the second last day, and you hadn't got much left to do. I think you had about 25 kilometers left.
Yeah.
Was the temptation to keep going during the night to get it done?
You can't. Like.
No, I know. Yeah.
It's too. It just takes so much out of you. Rest is really important. Even you need that recovery. But to answer your question, when I got there, it was pretty emotional.
I say it was
pretty emotional.
But 1,500 kilometers, and 94 or 64 or 65 days. Like, it's a long time to be basically out on your own, chasing something that you want to finish, and making sure you're going to finish it. Like I say, even managing your own head.
Yeah, that was a big one.
I was going to say that because, like, going back to when you were younger, what was your challenge mental health wise? Yeah,
I guess I felt. I think a lot of people as well maybe can resonate with this. You're kind of going through the system, this traditional path of go to school, get a job, get the mortgage settled down.
We're structured to do a certain thing, and school structures for that.
course.
Yeah,
Of course.
completely.
That's where it all starts.
Completely. Well, it started in the industrial age. How do you get people ready for work?
Rockefellers, yeah.
Get them into school.
Exactly.
Get in it for a certain time, finish at a certain time, do a certain thing, and they're ready for work. So that environment didn't. So would I be right in saying school didn't help you? School wasn't for you.
I wouldn't say it wasn't for me. Like I still enjoyed school. I enjoyed the experience. Have very fond memories of school.
Yeah.
But just the kind of, I always thought there has to be more than this.
Right. Okay.
There has to be a bit more to this
Yeah.
this short period of life that we have.
Yeah. Don't make it too short.
Yeah.
And with your mental health, like, did you have to reach out to people? Like how bad did it get? Like for yourself.
That's the problem. I didn't reach out. I kind of bottled it all up.
Okay.
So
Right.
that's the whole stigma. I think, especially in Ireland.
With men,
Especially,
and even now more, even girls now with social media, it's happening as well. But men, a big problem. Yeah. Just want to. Sorry, we're just saying hello to someone who's just come into the shop.
I won't interrupt.
Okay, cheers. Thanks, cheers. So if you didn't go for help, like where was the turning point? Like how what was the worst point in the whole with the mental health?
I'd say it was 2023 after a festival in London.
And this is after COVID.
This is after COVID.
Yeah, so you've been locked up. You can't see people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was more so I was always kind of chasing the next step. Okay, go to school, get the leaving cert, then 4 years down in Galway, get the degree, then do the masters over in Glasgow.
Right, do something else.
And then finally I ended up in corporate life.
Yeah.
And I remember going into the clean room and looking around and everybody's just lifeless in the clean room. And
you were expecting something completely different.
yeah,
Completely different.
that was kind of supposed to be the pinnacle,
Yeah.
and it was the absolute opposite.
Yeah. Someone said to me last week, I was talking to someone who weren't in a good place at the time, and they said they feel all they do Monday to Friday is same old. And I said to them, but that's life for most people. You go to work in the morning, you come home in the evening. You go to work in the morning, you come home in the evening. And it's to pay for the mortgage, pay for the rent, pay for the stuff. That's normality.
People accept it.
Yeah, but you didn't want to accept it.
No, I didn't accept it.
It didn't sit well with you at all.
Not at all.
Right, so what did you do to change that?
First of all, I experimented. I started kind of researching when I tried to figure out what are my values.
Yeah.
What is actually important to me, and I realized being able to travel, being able to explore and have adventure and new experiences, that was a big one for me. And 9 to 5 in corporate in Tullamore, County Offaly,
was not for you.
it doesn't allow you to do as much travel
Well,
as
9 to 5 doesn't in any job.
no.
Like you're in a
That's
system
true.
where you're given 21 days a year holidays,
Yeah,
and that's it.
yeah,
And maybe 4 or 5 sick days.
yeah.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's why I like from the age of 21, 22, I've worked for myself. Even though sometimes you've no money, sometimes you have loads of money, sometimes you have no money, sometimes you have loads of money, sometimes you lose loads. But I can do what I want to do.
You're your own boss.
Yeah, and my kids have had fantastic holidays because of it and gone to incredible places, and so have we. But I wouldn't have been able to do that 9 to 5. Not a chance in hell.
Yeah,
Not a chance in hell. And so, but you had the same feeling.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Freedom. I think that's the word.
Well, yeah, I call it control over your own destiny. Even if it doesn't go the way you want it to go, it's your fault, or my fault. It's not. You're relying on someone above you to give you a promotion, to get more money, so you can go to Hong Kong next year.
Yeah.
Or someone saying, okay, you can't take that extra day off. That type of stuff. And that's what you took control of.
Absolutely.
But that was a big step now. How did you feel like deciding, I'm leaving all this behind? 9 to 5, I'm doing my own thing. Because you're leaving a salary and you're leaving security.
Yeah.
How old were you when that happened?
I was 25.
Right, so you're not too old. But still, you've got used to everything else up to them. How did that hit you?
I think for me, the pain of staying the same outweighed the pain of changing and trying something new.
Right, okay.
It would have been, I got to that point, and a lot of people don't get to that point and they stay.
Yes, to do.
They
Yeah.
stay the same.
Yes.
I ventured a bit further down,
Yeah.
and that caused me to change.
Right. Okay. And when you had in, like, what year did you do the walk, the 1500?
That was last year. That was
last year. So you'd given up work.
Yeah, I was out of work for about a year.
Yeah. And were you making money?
I was, yeah.
Right. So doing the walk then, that was a huge difference to where you were into 9 to 5.
Mm-hmm.
Was that your first big thing that you did that was different?
No, so before that, 2023, I would have moved to Spain
Right.
on
Okay.
my own.
On your own again.
Yeah, on my own. You can see.
You're a solo traveler, solo man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
A lone wanderer.
So you won't be going up on Tinder. You're always on your own. Go on.
That's another conversation. So yeah, I went to Spain on my own, and I just needed that fresh slate. I needed to get out of my comfort zone. I needed new experiences, new environment. I feel if you're clinging on to an old identity, if you stay in the same environment, it makes it so much harder. There's too much friction pulling you back to that old identity. If you want to change and do something new, the easiest thing for me, in my opinion, is to change the environment.
Right. So you felt you needed to leave the country where nobody knew you
Yeah,
to become who you want to become.
that's for me. That
Right.
was the
And
case.
that's a big step in itself.
Mhm.
And do you speak Spanish?
Not a bit.
Not a bit. Okay. Okay.
Nada.
Right. Okay. So that's even a bigger thing. So what did you do when you were in Spain?
So I was essentially doing Facebook ads,
Right. Okay.
Facebook advertising. I was doing web design. I was doing different AI kind of automation things.
Right. Okay.
I was throwing things at the wall, seeing what stuck. See what stuck.
And
yeah.
what's your master's in? What's your discipline?
Biomedical engineering.
Right. Okay. So it's
Yeah.
not Facebook ads.
No, God no.
Right. It's completely different.
Yeah, it's a different direction.
Yeah, it's
altogether.
completely different direction.
Yeah.
And like you studied for a long time to do that. And there's a body you've left behind now. You don't
Not
see it
at
as a
all.
waste.
I see nothing as a waste.
Right. Okay.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I have no regrets."
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I might regret a moment or two.
Right.
But, down through the years, everyone regrets a moment. I should have
Yeah.
done that. That's kind of I stepped out of character or whatever.
Yes.
But I view everything, all the past, as nothing wasted because every little moment takes you exactly to where you are now.
To where you're supposed to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're a believer in that, are you?
I am. Yeah.
That, okay. And mental health wise, a lot of people say, like, and I've been there, like, suffering with your mental health, that you shouldn't really be on your own. That you need to reach out, but you do an awful lot of things on your own. Like the walk of 1500. Like, how did you how did you manage your head through that whole process? Because you must have had very dark days where it's very, very lonely.
Yeah.
I know you have a phone to call home,
Yeah.
but it's still you're on your own. And most of the videos you posted, you're on your own.
Yeah, yeah.
So how did you manage that? Like how did you manage the next step?
Well, you can always go one more step.
You can always go one more step, but like when you have that challenge, like you had it when you were younger,
Yeah.
and I assume was it as bad when you're older? Like when you're doing the walk, was your mental health, was the issues in your head more vibrant or larger than you were when you were younger? That's what I'm trying to say.
I think the issues were still there, but I had grown so much in that year in Spain.
Right.
I faced a lot of fears. I faced a lot of demons
In Spain.
in Spain by putting myself out there, by posting content,
Right,
by
so
stepping into this new pair of shoes.
Right. Okay.
That allowed me to overcome a lot of my baggage.
So you start getting verbal.
Yeah,
Right, and that's okay. That's what we're getting to now. So you start getting verbal,
yeah,
and you start telling people what your problems and challenges were, which is a huge step for a lot of people.
yeah.
And how does that make you feel? Like when people start answering you, saying it, putting it out there as one thing. When people and family members and stuff start seeing this type of stuff, like what was their reaction? Did they know anything about the struggles you were going through?
Not maybe a few people, close friends, probably did a bit, but yeah, I think a lot of it was just actually facing it head on.
Right. Okay.
Facing it head on instead of like
Keep the mouth shut.
keeping it shut and throwing away the key.
Yeah, doing what we're telling other men and other people to do, actually speak to people and say it.
Yeah, and challenge yourself.
Yeah.
I think.
Because as you know yourself, when you get it from here to out here,
Yeah.
the perspective changes and how you see the problem and the challenges completely change.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody was that knows you very well was talking to you 10 years ago and was seeing you now, what differences are they seeing?
What differences are they seeing? I think in the past, growing up, I probably... Yeah, that's a good one. Definitely confidence, I think, is a big one.
Right, so they've seen a much confident man than they saw when he was in school and studying and going through his masters.
I used to be terrified of public speaking.
Were you?
Terrified.
And you've done some big talks now?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Petrified. Like, my biggest fear, I had this retainer in first year of secondary school.
Okay.
And one of these metal ones
that shows out.
And
it gleams when the lights comes down.
Might as well have been. But I just had to stick it in. So you take it out when you're eating. But during class I have it in.
Right.
But there was a few classes where the teacher would get you to speak aloud.
Yeah.
And woodwork was a killer for this one. I specifically told the teacher, don't ask me to do any reading.
Worst thing you can do. You put yourself out there.
What do you do?
Yeah, he asks it all the time.
Yeah, he asks it all the time.
And it's funny, I had the opposite problem. I used to do huge networking events.
Yeah.
And because I used to run some very big companies, use networks events and all. And now my anxiety is through the roof.
Okay.
Even like recently, I was going to a funeral of someone, a family, and I was going to the evening one on my own, and it still took me a few minutes to sit in the car, to get out of the car, to go in. Because what happens if I didn't know anybody and I don't know anybody? What happens if I was standing there on my own? And before I used to walk into rooms and like that and do presentations and all, and no problem. I didn't have to, I may have had to push myself a bit, but not much. Now it's a whole different ballgame.
Why do you think that is?
I think things changed when a good few years ago when I had to close down the company and I nearly took my own life. So I think it made me less confident, and it took me a while, like, to get over that. Now it's years ago, but I have got over it. But my anxiety hasn't, and maybe his age. Where my wife's the opposite. She was very shy. I used to push her to go and do talks. Now Anne-Marie walks into a room full of people, and she walks up to complete strangers. Hey, I'm Anne-Marie, and I go, you can't do that. But I think it can change. It can change. Like she didn't know that I was really going to take my own life in 2003 until about 2 years ago. We were looking at a TV program, sitting on the couch, and about suicide. And she said, "You never thought about taking your own life?" And I said yes, and she was shocked. Well, I never told anybody up to then. Or 3 years ago, never told anybody up to then. So I think people change at different stages and different things and influence. Like, so anyone looking at you now, in school you couldn't do public speaking, but I've seen you even at Samantha's event or Ashland's event or something, and I've seen the video, and you're talking in front of a big crowd, and you don't mind now.
I wouldn't say I don't mind. Come on, Mark. I was doing push-ups in the bathroom beforehand.
Well, yeah.
And breath work.
Well, funny. I saw Bono on the Late Late Show. I think it was Late Late Show with Pat Kenny many years ago.
Yeah.
And Bono said he still gets anxiety before he walks out. And Pat Kenny was gobsmacked at how you're a megastar. You've done so much. He said I still have to go out. And all the money in the world and all this stuff, it's still the head.
Same with Roger Federer, he was talking about that before.
Was he?
That like, he still feels the same. There was actually a scientific study done, and they measured the levels of anxiety.
Right.
Like top, like great, like the best athletes in the world versus regular Joe. And they actually experience the same levels of anxiety.
So it doesn't change.
It's just a story you tell yourself.
Yeah. And is it true, like, so we're all human.
Yeah.
We all have the same mechanics. And just because you have money, wealth, or fame, or success, doesn't necessarily mean that's going to change anything. It just doesn't. So Yeah. So someone sees you, you're completely different now. So now what are you doing? Like I know what you do, but like people who like tell people who listen, like what do you do now?
Yeah, so I help small business owners in Ireland to essentially be able to get clients for themselves. In Ireland, a lot of people are over reliant on referrals and word of mouth,
Yeah.
which is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
trust-wise, the trust is there.
Yeah, and not only a few countries you can actually do that type of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it comes to a level where often you can't predict where your next sale is coming from,
Yeah.
especially if you're a service provider.
Yeah.
So I come in and I work alongside service providers to help them to be able to market themselves
Yeah.
and then actually sell themselves and get clients.
But you're doing yourself an injustice. I've seen one or two your videos. What you do, which is even better, you help them tell their story. So you're taking someone who might realise they have a story,
Yeah,
because everyone has a story,
yeah,
and you're actually putting that story together for them so they can tell it to grow the business,
exactly.
which is very impressive. Because you're taking people who are not used to social media,
Yeah.
who are not used to video, who are not used to talking in public, are not used to even going out to a group of 5 people, and you're putting them together and giving them the tools to sell themselves.
That's well put.
Yeah, well, you put that in one of your videos.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
why I thought it was a fantastic way of how you describe what you do, which is brilliant. And how is it going for you?
It's going great. It's going great. The first 2 years, you know how it is.
Always tough.
It's tough going.
Knocking on doors.
You're
Yeah.
eating glass for a long time.
Yes, you
But,
are. Yeah.
You get to that point.
You went to a pub and you said, "Just give me the glass. I can't afford a pint." It's
Don't mind
liquid.
don't mind the Guinness. But you get to a point where you start getting traction, you start getting results, and all the work pays off. And thankfully, I'm there.
And you have some success stories now. And will you post them like with the person's permission at some stage about the success stories? Because people who have success and are doing well like to see other people and like copying what they're doing, which is what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
So will you take some of them success stories and push them out there?
Do you mean?
Some of your clients.
Yeah.
Will you highlight some of your clients?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
share testimonials. LinkedIn is a great place.
It is, yeah, and Samantha Kelly is a great one for.
Yeah.
She's the expert when it comes to LinkedIn.
Yeah, LinkedIn is great because it's just a lot less saturated.
It is,
Like
yeah.
You have your Instagrams, you have your Facebooks, and it's just there's so many people pushing content all the time.
On those.
It's harder to stand out.
Yeah, you're in a very crowded market.
Very crowded market,
on
and
Instagram
everybody's
TikTok.
shouting.
Everyone is, yeah.
Whereas LinkedIn is a very unique opportunity, especially in 2025, that only 1% of the users actually post every week.
Yeah, and the percentage is even lower who post as video.
Of course.
Like I nearly only post as video,
Yeah.
and I've got some magnificent clients out to see me on the video. But yeah, the video.
That's great for a trust builder.
Yeah, it really is, and the more people, and actually one gig I got, myself and Anne got for a talk, they thought it was brilliant that someone as well known as those coming in to talk to them, because and they thought we were well known, well, we are well known, but they thought because we post so much video on LinkedIn that you grow, your expertise comes through,
Your personality comes
and
through.
your personality comes through, which I think is a big thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, you
It's
lose
huge.
that in the right.
You do, and people are crying out. Like people are more isolated,
Yes.
more lonely than ever with social media.
And working from home is
You
a
know,
huge,
that's a big one
it's a
since
huge
COVID.
challenge.
So when you actually can verbalize your expertise, can verbalize your knowledge, your insights,
Yeah.
that builds trust at a much faster rate.
It does, yeah. And also, doing what you're doing, you're giving people who live out, who even work from home and small business people, make them look that they're bigger than they are. To give them the opportunity to be bigger than they are, which is great. Like most companies that come to you, what's the typical size of them?
Usually it's either a solopreneur or 2 to 10 employees.
Well, okay,
So small business.
the small businesses, yeah. And then and the success you're in is they'll win a new business and they'll win a new client.
Exactly.
And do you have many of them who are shy when it comes to video and shy to actually tell people what to do?
Yeah, there is a good few.
Yeah, and how do you get over that?
You take it in small steps. You take it in baby steps. You don't try to build Rome in a day.
No,
You definitely don't.
yeah,
It's just about pushing the fabric bit by bit, and over a month, over a few months, 6 months, next thing you know, you're building that skill set,
yeah,
and you're becoming more comfortable and more articulate
yeah,
with your words on video.
yeah. And it's funny how people are still shy to hit that red button
Yeah,
when it comes to video. But they'll take loads of pictures of someone,
yeah,
and they'll take loads of pictures on the holidays, but they just don't want anyone seeing them out there or talking about the business. They're still, even though if they don't talk about it, they can't make the money.
exactly. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it's a catch-22. So if someone's looking for you and they're looking for your service, which in my view, anyone going on LinkedIn that have no expertise and are developing a business should be using someone like you with your skill set, and because you've done it even with the walk that you've gone through and you put yourself out there, you understand the challenges that they face.
Mhm.
How will they find you?
How will they find me? Yeah, so it's my username on Instagram is Kelly_Caolan. That's Kelly_CAOLAN. And then same for YouTube.
Right. Okay.
I have my first podcast I started.
Oh, brilliant! So you have a podcast live now?
Yeah, well I had one last year but it was all online. So now it's in person like this.
Right. Okay.
In a studio.
Yeah. In a studio.
And my first
okay.
episode was released yesterday
Oh, fantastic!
on YouTube.
Oh, I saw that. I saw that this morning on the way in the
Did
train.
you? Did you?
But the chap was talking about
Nasal breathing.
which?
The nasal breathing.
Yes,
Yes,
yeah, I saw it
yes.
this morning. The link is actually on his Instagram profile.
Yeah.
Yeah, the link is
you're
actually.
right, you're right.
You'll see the YouTube link on Killian's Instagram profile. If you click on the link, it brings you straight into his first interview. It's actually very good. It's actually very good because I didn't bring my speakers, my earphones with me this morning.
Okay.
And
Full blast on.
No,
Train.
no. I thought I was making a phone call. I don't like if people are sitting by having that type of sound on. 'Cause I don't like people if I'm sitting there and I'm listening to someone else's whole life story.
Worst ever.
Worst ever.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you go, Jesus, let me just sit here. So I had it as if I had a phone call.
Okay.
So anyone looking at me this morning on the train, I thought I had a phone call where I didn't speak. So all the way in from 11 stops. I was just listening. Yeah, but it was very good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was very good. Because and the reason I found it was through the link on your Instagram. That's the reason I found it. So okay. Well, and do you think I want to because we do it a lot, I guess. A copy of my new book,
Brilliant.
and I've signed it. You need a neck like a jockey's bollocks. So that's for you. And it's more. That's not about making money. It's more about managing your mental health when you work for yourself.
Beautiful.
Finding someone that you can talk to, and also not letting customers basically own you and stuff like that, and how to manage and make sure, especially as you know, working for yourself, it can be very lonely.
Mm-hmm.
I think if you look at it, I think it was Samantha had one up recently where she had a terrible summer, and she said herself, you'll see on my podcast next week, she even had episodes of crying because business was so bad.
Mm-hmm.
And people think when you work for yourself like you and I, that it's always rosy,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always money flowing, and which you know and I know isn't always the case. So it's just let people know that there is other people like them out there, and the majority of people who work for themselves don't make money until they sell the business, which you're hoping to do to maybe to method or something in a few years time.
That's the plan, Mark.
That's the plan.
Any day now.
So what is your plan for the next couple of years?
Next couple of years, yeah.
And where do you see yourself? Like if you were sitting here again in say 5 years time, what do you hope you'd be telling me?
I'd love to be going international with the podcast.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah.
doing interviews, high production,
Yeah.
all the professional cameras, the lighting.
So like a man that wrote the CEO of a diary. What's his name?
Yeah, Stephen Bartlett.
Stephen Bartlett.
Yeah.
His ones. Yeah.
So going traveling all over with really with the best kind of thinkers
Yeah.
That
And
I can-
getting their
that I-
view on life and their
that I
view
can
on
get my
stuff.
hands on.
Yeah.
So that and maybe some more public speaking as well. I'd love to do.
Yeah. The public speaking. As I saw the clip, is very good, and like you motivate people and you talk about all different things, which is really good, even for schools and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
If anybody wants to reach out to Killian for schools, you have his information, because I think someone like you giving talk to leaving certs would be really good, because nothing like doing a leaving cert, and even though even this year, next year, the worry is what next. What do I do?
Yeah, I've been there.
Yeah, and it's hard, and it's harder when you know you're going to fail. But like if you think you're going to be doing badly, you're not sure what you're going to do with your life. Yeah, listen to someone like you through the podcast or in a school thing. Well worth the while. Well worth the while. Well, thanks for the time. And thanks for coming up. You had a journey today, not as long as the 1500. Yeah, so that's brilliant.
Thanks for having me, Mark.
Thanks for your time. Really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And folks, don't forget, all our podcasts are on YouTube, and they're also on Spotify or everywhere you listen to podcasts. We have the audio is on Spotify, Apple, Samsung, Google, and also we've an awful lot of stuff still on LinkedIn. And thanks to menswear number 48 for looking after us today. He gave us a lovely espresso, which we are grateful for. Thanks so much, folks.
See you later, guys.
Take care.
Great stuff.
Now, that should just go into recording. Okay, folks. Thanks a lot. Talk to you soon.
See you later, guys.